hello, beautiful people. How are you doing? Please say hi in the comment section and let me know where you are joining me from. Hi, everyone. My name is Flora Bezi. I am a digital accessibility expert and founder at Linoratech. Linoratech is simply an incredible company with the value and mission to help tech leaders and tech professionals easily and quickly create digital products that are inclusive and accessible to everyone, including customers or employees, or I would say users, consumers with visible or invisible disabilities. I am super happy to be here. I am a Black woman. I'm always smiling, or some people will say you are always laughing, which is true. I am wearing my long braid, twisted braid, and I am wearing a white suit and a little small blouse, which is black and white. I am describing myself because usually in the audience we have people with low vision, people who are blind, or people with visual disabilities. So I want to make sure that this show is inclusive to everyone. All right, that's it about me. As I was thinking about, project development, digital product, I know for a fact that 99%, I will say, I can be kind and say 90% of people are thinking that project development, especially when it comes to IT, digital product, are usually handled by, of course, project managers, uh, developers, designers. I mean, let me know who are you thinking about whenever we talk about, digital product. Let me know in the comment section, okay? I can promise you that I can see everything live. As a matter of fact, I see Dr. Rocky who said, greetings from Ottawa. Hi, Dr. Rocky. So as I was saying, let me know whenever we talk about digital product, who do you think are usually working in that space? I mean, developers, project managers. We have stakeholders, we have UX or QA people, but most of the time we think that these fantastic people are sighted people, or we think that these fantastic people have no disabilities, but that's not true. Do you know that there are incredible people with disabilities who are leaders, trailblazers, they are developers, they are just incredible people. As a matter of fact, I have someone here with me. Her name is Tiffani Martin. She is just an incredible woman. She has been in the space of IT for a long time. I mean, let me just take her in and we can start the conversation. Hi, Tiffany. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am fantastic. I am super happy to have you today, my friend. Super, super happy. As I was telling the audience, most of the time when we think about the different people involved in digital product, in building, in, this kind of space, most people will think that, oh, we don't have anybody with a disability handling this project or working on this project. But that's
Mhm.
not really true. There are
Mhm.
incredible people with disabilities who are leading, working, implementing, and so much more. You know what? I'm not going to spoil everything. Here today, I have Tiffany Martin. She has been in the space of IT for a long, long time, and she's going to tell us a little bit about it. She is an IT project manager. She is a member of an executive board. She is working with AI, artificial intelligence. I mean, you name it. And Tiffany is blind, but she has, like we said, she said, I lost my vision, I lost my sight, but not my vision. So please, please say hi to Tiffany in the comment section. Don't feel shy. Let us know where you are joining us from. But Tiffany, can you please introduce yourself to the audience and let us know what you do?
Sure. I would like to say that your energy is so infectious, okay? You will wake up anybody in the morning and I absolutely love it. But no, I have my career started in college. I went in for entrepreneurship at the University of North Texas. So I'm one of the very few that can say that they utilized their degree. I actually started in marketing though, and digital marketing, and made a natural progression. I want to say about a couple years ago, and I started my first company, Jansen Co., which focused on digital marketing, and then restructured. And along that way, I lost my sight. I was not always blind. I lost it when I was 28 due to diabetic retinopathy. Try to say that 10 times. But at that time, I realized that my key to getting back into not just the workforce, but back in life, my connection back to life was technology, and just getting access to it. So I went through, several programs. Accessible technology became my answer and my go-to, and I decided that I was, going to make a pivot, and just my love for tech turned into just kind of a life purpose. And so I dedicated the time that it took for me to recover from my health issues. Not only did I become blind at that time, I ended up on dialysis due to just the effects of type 1 juvenile diabetes, and then also lost the ability to walk temporarily. So there was a lot of time, and I underwent two transplants, both kidneys, and then a pancreas transplant in one of those surgeries. So there was a lot of time on my hands to learn, and I took that time to become a certified Scrum Master, a certified product owner. I went to the Blind Institute of Technology and became a web and digital specialist. And then, as of last year, I got accepted into Baylor University to further my studies in a master's program in cybersecurity. All of that to say, IT just became a way of life, and I wanted to dedicate all of the knowledge and the time that I had left on Earth to persons with disabilities, and just focused on making the world a lot more inclusive. And I realized in those areas, project management is kind of where you can go in and help, set up you're the mediary, if you will, between, the dev ops and the stakeholders. And so you can kind of help frame some of those things depending on the role of project manager and how that rolls in whatever setting, whether that's marketing, whether that's IT, and however that works. So that's kind of where I found my place, and what I do right now with, some companies that I work for, and things of that nature. So that's my life story in a nutshell. So
Oh, I love it. I love it. Thank you for sharing. And we also understand that you have been through a lot. But what I like about your journey and your story is that while life was happening to you, you made a firm decision to keep on moving forward. You went ahead and educated yourself. I mean, some people will probably, go down, cry, sob, or complain a lot, which is fair in that
Mhm.
situation. But you're telling us, listen, I had plenty of time. I started working on me. I started learning because I felt like I needed to contribute in this life with technology and my passion for people with disabilities, and even
Mhm.
more because when you create something for people with disabilities, you are actually creating things also for people without disabilities. So it's
Mhm.
really a full cycle. I see a few people saying hi. Please, again, don't feel shy. This is not a platform to feel shy. Say hi and ask question. I think that this is one of the reasons why I have created this show so that we can engage. Sometimes we don't get to speak with different people with different perspective. So this is the time to share or to ask question. And I see someone saying something. Let me check that.
Mhm.
Oh, this is Ariel. Hi, Ariel. He said hi, Tiffany.
All right.
What one quick story, Tiffany, is that Ariel is also an incredible developer.
Mhm.
Lost his sight at some point, but
Mhm.
keep on pushing with the passion. I want people to hear this because I think there is that myth around the fact that people with disabilities cannot work in IT. As a matter of fact, Tiffany, a few months back, someone has responded to one of the posts that I shared online and saying, why are we asking for technology to be accessible to, for example, blind people? They cannot see the code, they cannot work with this. And I said, huh, this is interesting. Maybe this is time to educate a little bit more people, and maybe it's time to share a little bit more stories. But in fact, there are incredible people in IT already, right?
Mhm.
But I want to know, was it hard for you to learn about being a Scrum Master? Was it hard for you to learn about working with AI? I mean, can you tell me a little bit, how did you handle that? Because, some people who have sight believe that without a sight, you can really, manage or work with those technologies. But please let us know what was your experience like.
Um, well, I was introduced to accessible technologies, if you will, from a lady by the name of Antoinette Tuff. And if you ever get a chance to Google her, she actually won a medal from President Barack Obama for actually stopping a gunman from a mass shooting. So just wild, crazy story there. But we ran into her. She also had a son who was blind. And she let my father know that my life wasn't coming to an end. There were resources, and she shared those resources. And as soon as I got my hands on it, I went full in and learned what they gave me about 2 months to learn as far as computer literacy and
Mhm.
things of that nature. I learned it in about 2 weeks. That's just the appetite that I had.
Wow.
But from there, I had a best friend, my best friend, Carlisa P. She introduced me to the Scrum Master program. And I'm like, well, what is this? And how would it benefit? And she said, I really think you would be great at it just from a facilitator standpoint. So I said, I'll take the course. And once I got into it, um, I realized that, wow, so many more um, people, with disabilities could be great at this position. They know what's needed, and they know how to communicate, because we have to articulate, different issues, different challenges. There's a level of ingenuity that we bring in. But just, being there to support people discover the answers, that's something that I think we have a keen, sense of. And so from there, I just explored more and wanted to become a product owner, because I wanted to literally be the one that sees the features that needs to be created, and kind of be beyond that position. And so that's kind of how I've progressed in the world of agile, and how I try to evangelize for it, even now, being a person with a layered identity as a Black woman with a disability. It's not very many of us in the space, but I know that we possess the skills. And just kind of going back, when you mentioned, like the coding situation with AI coming up, and I'm not saying don't learn code. Those fundamental basics are essential, but we can pull that up, just a flip of a switch, right? So it's not that you have to, go through the strenuous, education that most people did just a couple years ago. Everything is advanced. It's a matter of, how we facilitate these tools and utilize them, and just giving us the opportunity. I ended up having to work through a lot of my illnesses because I needed health care. So I'm working a 9 to 5 to get health care, support my husband and I'm working a 5 to 9 to cover bills at the same time.
Wow.
So, we're in positions out of necessity, but don't count us out, so.
Yes. And I think so. This is so important to hear because definitely there is a genius in everybody, and everyone through life may have a disability. The question is not what disability, like someone said, but when. will I have a disability? There's more than 50% chance for an individual to have a disability when they are going 45 years and older.
Mhm.
I myself, I don't have a disability, although I have a little thing with my voice and mutinous, but that's something that doesn't happen often. Someone told me, Flora, this is a temporary disability that you have, and which can be true because it is definitely limiting me, and I speak a lot. You can tell. So when this is happening, I can't even talk. I whisper
Mhm.
verily. But there is a lot of people who get some limiting experiences through life at any point in time. So, really building things with in mind that we are embracing diversity, inclusion, disability is really helping everyone. Because, again, some of the technology that have been built right now for people with disability, or some of the features for people with disabilities, have been also they have been used as well for by people without disabilities, right?
Mhm.
During COVID, people started using the button at the shop, the disability button to open up the door because, sometimes they just have too much things to carry.
Mhm.
Right now, people are also leveraging the subtitles on movies and videos,
Right.
which was initially created for people who are deaf, but everyone is using it. People who do not understand the language properly are using it. People who cannot properly
Mhm.
hear some of the accents are using it. I mean, it's just a good thing. Please do not count out people with disabilities because there are so much they can bring and share and contribute. One of the questions that I had in mind, Tiffany, is around intersectional. I mean, you explained to me that behind the scene. Can you please
Mhm.
explain that again with the audience and tell us what are the challenges that you encounter and what are the wins? So let's start with the definition.
So as far as intersectionality, and I love the conversation that we had. It was very transparent of like where we were, but with intersectionality pertaining to myself, I am a woman that crosses over me being African American, and that crosses over me having a disability. Well, having to navigate all of those identities within various spaces, there are some challenges, specifically in the tech field, where the representation of all three of those identities are low. You don't see very many women, and when you do, our turnover is ridiculous because of toxic work cultures. Being an African American, that can even stem all the way back to just the quality of education. Are we getting the access to the skills needed to be into the in the tech industry? And we're coming across the fourth industrial revolution. I would say that we're in it. And here in the United States, uh, those gaps, those discrepancies, and so forth are seen within education, employment, healthcare. All of those things affect various aspects of my identity.
Yeah,
A Black woman with a disability, I
yeah,
am going to have to face issues, uh, in healthcare. If my husband and I decide to have a child, the mortality rate, for us, post pregnancy is insane, as opposed to our our counterparts.
mhm,
In education, I have to fight a little bit more. We just came across affirmative action a couple months ago, and doing away with that. It's just certain battles that we have to fight,
definitely.
and it's a little bit more because of all of the communities I represent. So that's kind of it, but it varies from person to person and region and all of those aspects. So
But what are also the wins that you have noticed through having this intersectionality? Um, are there any advantages or are there anything that you consider to be a win for just having the identity that you have?
yeah, so just focusing on just the aspect of disabilities, like I mentioned before, and some of what you talked about earlier, there's a level of ingenuity that we bring because of we might not have all of our faculties and so forth. So, we are incredibly efficient in getting to solutions because of a necessity, essentially. And then just going back, how everyone can use something that is produced for a person with disabilities. The curb cut phenomena,
Mhm.
when we're walking down the sidewalk, and that divot in the sidewalk that is for wheelchairs can be used with people with strollers, people moving dollies. Everyone benefits, and it's so second nature that we don't even realize the intended purpose for it. But
Mhm.
everyone benefits, just like a public building with doors that automatically open. Well, if you are pregnant with or have a child in your arms, you're temporarily disabled because you can't use your hands. Well,
Sure.
that same door that opens for you is the same door that opens for somebody whose arms might be amputated, or someone who might use a wheelchair. Everybody benefits when
This
we think
is so
of that universal aspect.
this is so true. Oh, I love it. And I think that it's we don't sometimes think about things like that, but really where we are individually in our different roles, in our different level of understanding around inclusion, accessibility, we are all important, and we can all impact and embrace, diversity, inclusion, accessibility, because really, to Tiffany' point, it is something that is benefiting everyone, not just the people with disabilities. She mentioned we are sometimes also limited through experiences due to situation that can occur. We can also sometimes have a temporary disability, meaning it can come through sickness or maybe an accident, but it's just temporary. Any person in that situation will also benefit from having an inclusive and digital experience that is accessible to all. There is also the fact that we are aging, as I mentioned before. So many variables, but I love the fact that you are in IT, you are pushing, you are educating, you are bringing awareness. Please, people, hire people with disabilities, black, white, any
Mhm.
type, of disability. Do not just sit on the comfort zone and say, I don't think that person might be able to do that. Listen, invite people to the table and let them do what they can do.
Mhm.
Someone said before, you will never ask a fish to climb a tree and say he's dumb or he's not smart. Allow the fish to be in an environment that is allowing him to
Mhm.
be expressive, right? To
Mhm.
show his genius. And that can be done so easily through communication. Ask people what they need to do the job and let them show what they can do. I mean, I am pretty sure I cannot beat a shark or a fish swimming in the water. Like if we were to compete, I'm behind for sure, for sure. So people with disability always bring something that might not be, discovered by maybe sighted people. I mean, I know for a fact, like, I mean, I can talk about it all day long, but let's stop here. So
I understand. I understand.
if you have anything to share, if you want to ask a question, do not feel shy. Let me know in the comment section. Tiffany is here to answer. Tiffany, I want to
Mhm.
ask you a few questions around um, entertainment and hobbies. Is there something that you like to do? Because sometimes, again, people have the belief that people with disability can do much, so they are not really enjoying life. But what kind of entertainment do you usually enjoy? What do you do?
Ooh, I do a
Do you
lot.
like shopping? Do you like makeup? I mean, those are things sometimes people say, oh, people with disability or people who are
Oh
blind don't like
no.
shopping or putting on makeup. I mean,
Oh,
that was a big one. The makeup thing was a big one. Like, you cannot,
really?
when you put the makeup on, I'm like, what? So tell me more, Tiffany.
Oh no. Listen. I love makeup. Okay, I do it myself. I have a huge caboodle. If you don't know what that is, pretty much it's a trunk full of makeup. So makeup is my thing. I love fashion. I cook. My husband and I do that often. I taught him how to cook. We go out. I go dancing. We go to the movies. I'm an adrenaline junkie. We came back from Mexico where we went zip lining in the jungle out there. We've gone snowboarding. There's photos in my Instagram, not photos, videos in my Instagram where I've gone
Yes.
snowboarding. It doesn't, to me, I'm always looking for like, what are things that people think that I cannot do? I'm a little bit of a rebel in that sense.
I love it. It's just
But,
like me. Tell
yeah,
me I can't
like,
do something, I'll prove you wrong, but I'm gonna have
yeah,
fun doing it. Oh, I love it.
yeah.
Oh, you see, people, whenever you create products or you create experiences, do not count out people with disabilities. It's not because they have a disability that they cannot enjoy, participate, or contribute. Remember, this amazing woman right here, she's putting on her own makeup, she's cooking and zip lining. I mean, there's nothing stopping her. So there is a comment that I want to share with you.
Mhm,
I see Sam. Hi, Sam. I'm so happy you're here. Sam is just an incredible person who is embracing diversity, equity, and
mhm,
inclusion. She worked with DEI and
mhm.
I will call it TREDIA, TREDIA, if I'm not mistaken. So Sam said, "Hi, Tiffany. Great talk so far. I am curious if you can speak to what supports employers can provide to help employees with disabilities strive in the workplace. From your experience, do you have any thing to share, Tiffany?"
Oh yeah, and hi Sam. But I love telling this story. So
The password application.
I
Software update.
am.
System dialog.
Uh-oh.
Software update. Enter your password to install software.
There you go. You
There's
got the screen
there's my
reader
screen reader.
running and trying to get you all the information. We have about few minutes, maybe
Voicemail on.
about 2 minutes left. So let's just maybe answer this question and wrap up soon.
Got it. Sorry. So no, the CEO for the TD Jakes Foundation, Kelly Cornish, I was in a meeting with her, and it was a staff retreat. And one of the presenters came up with they had a presentation, and of course it wasn't, I couldn't read it, see it, or anything like that. She actually stopped the entire presentation in front of everybody and read the slide, each of them, to me.
Wow.
That let me know that this wasn't, just a show or anything that she wanted to put on. This was somebody who was adamant about providing inclusive environments. If we had more leaders like her in various spaces, you know, the advocacy work that I'm doing, it wouldn't exist, and that would be great. Everybody would be employed. And so I would just say, just having it from the top down is essential, and it not being, just a item that you just check off. This is who she is, this is what she believes, and this is what is seen throughout the entire organization. So
I love that. I love that. And there are so many recommendations that you can make. I mean, based on your experience and based on everything that you've learned, because I know that you've been a trailblazer in the field of IT, but also working, advocating for people with disabilities. So definitely, Sam, please connect with Tiffany for
mhm.
more talk. Tiffany, where before I ask that question, I know we are right on time. People, if you need to drop. But I really want to ask one last question to Tiffany, and that was around vision, goals and vision and perspective, because I really wanted to kind of share this as well with you. Tiffany, you said you lost your sight, but not your vision. What is your vision, and how do you approach those goal setting?
Oh, the biggest thing that I have, the immediate thing, is I, along with a partner of my company, Visiotech, her name is Erin Reddick, and she's the founder of Chat Black GPT. We came up with an awareness day called the International Accessible AI Day. And we want to create a time to where, and a time and a day dedicated to how we can make AI more accessible, not just, for persons with disabilities, but any marginalized community. And we chose July 18th, with July being the Disability Awareness Month. I'm sorry. And the number came from 2.718, which is prominent for exponential growth in AI. So that, that symbolizes the potential of growth that we can have in this field by adding more diverse people in tech, in AI. And so that is a vision I have of creating all accessible spaces in technology, but AI being the prominent one. And so you can go to iaaiday.org and get more information. But that's my vision, is all the work that I'm doing is just making inclusive environments, and to hopefully eliminate the fact that I have to be an advocate. It'll just be a part of our culture.
Something natural, organic. I think that I heard that a lot. People with disabilities don't want to be an advocate or don't want to be the first to, open up doors. Let's the door be open already and
Right,
we can just enjoy the party like everyone. And I
right.
think that is so essential. I mean, thank you so much for sharing and for coming on board here with us, Tiffany. I want
Mhm.
to just quickly read some of the comments that have been dropped. When you said hi to Sam, Sam said hello back to you. And I see Ariel said, "Oh my gosh, I couldn't do all those hobbies without being reincarnated 2 or 3 times." He said, "You are simply great, Tiffany."
Oh, thank you.
Linda also shared, she said, "Wow, this is inspiring." Oh, thank you so much for everyone. And again, if you have to watch this show on a replay, please drop your comment. Just share your thought because Tiffany and I can still go through them. And I appreciate that you are engaging with us. I mean, it's just incredible. Tiffany, where can people connect with you?
You can connect with me on LinkedIn. I spend a lot of time there. Outside of that, either on Instagram or Twitter at Tiffany Jansen. That's TIFFANIJANCYN. Or online on our website at visiotech.co. And that's VISIOTECH.co.
Perfect. And also, you will notice that Tiffany has been linked to this event as a speaker, so you can quickly find her under the details. You will see her name there. Click there, connect with her, check her profile, check some of the work that she's been doing, and hire her if you're interested in something different. I think that this is an opportunity for us now to say goodbye to everyone and wishing everyone an incredible and nice weekend. Thank you for joining us. I see one LinkedIn user that said, "I will watch the replay." Thank you both, Tiffany, and you are amazing.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, Tiffany. Thank you again. You and I need to chat some more.
Yes, absolutely. Thank everyone. Thank
Thank
you.
you and bye, everyone.